Let's get started, chat. This was the craziest article I've ever seen. All right. Tories accuse Angela Rayner of basic instinct ploy to distract Boris. MPs claim Labour deputy leader likes to put PM off his stride by crossing and uncrossing her legs at PMQs. Need ad block. I know, sorry. One day I'll remember why I got rid of it. Okay. Labour's deputy leader goads PM with gesture made famous by Sharon Stone. Iconic 1992 film saw Stone's killer use her charms to disarm cop Michael Douglas. Rayner has resorted to the same tactic, Tory MP has claimed, as she puts the PM off. One MP said, she has admitted as much when enjoying drinks with us on the terrace. Miss Rayner's spokesman branded the mischievous claims categorically untrue. Anyway. All is fair in love, war, and commons duels with Boris Johnson if the claims of Tory MPs are to be believed. Conservatives have claimed that Labour Deputy Leader Angela Rayner likes to put Mr. Johnson off his stride in the chamber by crossing and uncrossing her legs when they clash at Prime Minister's questions. The exchanges between Miss Rayner and Mr. Johnson, which takes place when Leader Sir Keir Starmer is absent, have become a highlight of the Commons calendar, pitching the comprehensive, school-educated Labour MP against the old Etonian. Angela Rayner dropped out of school at 16 because she had a kid. So she is like her background is, I think she worked her way up trade unions or something like that. But yeah, she's very working class background. And she's the deputy leader of the Labour Party. So this is the scene from Basic Instinct. Basically what she does is she takes this leg up, moves it over there, and then crosses the left leg over the right. And the people interrogating her have a good stare to see if they can catch her snatch, right? Basically, that's the idea, right? Apparently, Sharon Stone didn't even know that scene was being done in that way. They just told her to cross her legs the other way, and they filmed it and made it look into like this thing where she was actually like trying to fucking confuse the interrogator. Yeah. But Tory MPs have mischievously suggested that Miss Rayner likes to distract the PM when he is at the dispatch box by deploying a fully clothed parliamentary equivalent of Sharon Stone's infamous scene in the 1992 film Basic Instinct. It is suggested that Ms. Rayner also employs the tactic when sitting next to Keir when he faces Mr. Johnson at PMQs. One MP said, she knows she can't compete with Boris's Oxford Union debating training, but she has other skills which he lacks. Boris Johnson's Oxford Union debating tactics. The eloquent, media-trained, public speaking extraordinaire.
What do you do to relax?
Boris
What do you
Johnson.
do to switch off?
I like to paint, or I make things. I like to.
What do you make?
I have a thing where I make models of. When I was in Mayor of London, we built a beautiful. I make buses.
You make models of buses.
I make models of buses.
So they're going to be in Downing Street.
So what I do? No, what I don't make models of buses. But what I make is, I get old, I don't know, wooden crates.
Yeah.
Right, and then I paint them. And they have two. Suppose it's a box that's been used to contain two wine bottles, right?
Right.
And it will have a dividing thing.
Yeah.
And I turn it into a bus, and I put passengers. You really want to know this?
You're making buses. You're making cardboard buses. Okay, that's what you do to enjoy yourself.
I paint the passengers enjoying themselves.
Okay, great.
On the wonderful bus.
Great.
So he's a fucking moron, like, or he's behaving like that deliberately. But either way, that's just to contextualize the quote. She knows she can't compete with Boris's Oxford Union debating training, but she has other skills which he lacks. She has admitted as much when enjoying drinks with us on the Commons terrace. Last night, a spokesman for Ms. Rayner described the allegation as categorically untrue. Miss Rayner, 41, a socialist grandmother who left school at 16 while pregnant and with no qualifications before becoming a care worker, has frequently landed blows on the Prime Minister during sparky, some say flirty, exchanges. During one encounter in January, Mr. Johnson raised claims that she was agitating to succeed Sir Keir by saying, "We all know what job she wants." So, this is fucking mental, right? Like the you know, when people say like we were saying earlier, like the reason people like to do the edgy, like the woman is actually bad in this scenario takes, because it feels so tired to say like misogyny bad, but then you're like, you know what? Actually, misogyny is really fucking bad. Look at this shit. Like, oh my God. Why did they write this sentence? Like, if she were the leader of the fucking Labour Party, and these attacks would be fired at her every fucking week. Tory Party of the working class would come out here blasting this shit against a northern working class woman like every fucking day. And this is what they're talking about. This massive fucking coat. This is what they're doing. This. What's this? Is this the flirty exchange?
Love is a novel, not a short story.
No. Love is a novel. Oh God. Okay, quick.
What will the Prime Minister do to get a grip of this?
Mr. Speaker, I know that it is great to be here with the Right Honourable Lady, the Shadow Secretary.
Fuck.
With the Right Honourable. I know that it is great to be here with the Right Honourable Lady, the Shadow Secretary of State, for the future of work. We know the future of the job that she has in mind.
She knows she can't compete with Boris's Oxford Union debating training. Okay. Okay, dude. Okay, chief. All right, mate.
But I wish her well.
I've heard on the grapevine there might be a vacancy for Prime Minister soon, so maybe I should have aspirations. The Prime Minister pretends it's not his fault. He blames the global forces. He blames the market. Mr. Speaker, we're an aspirational party.
What?
Maybe the Prime Minister needs to be more aspirational for this country.
He talks about energy. I think the House will agree she's got a lot more energy than the current leader of the opposition, and I welcome her point.
So,
you know what? Two things could happen. If she became the leader, like, either the Tories would just be like, okay, fuck all this faux progressivism, female prime minister, party of the working class, breaking down the red wall of the north. Like, they just ditch all that and just go straight back to the fucking Victorian top hat fucking pony fucking weekend at daddy's like posh bitch kind of attitude. Or they just tried to keep that facade up when the Labour leader is like that, and then they just crumble. Like, who knows? Shit. T. Dookie with the prime sub. Thank you very much.
Minister, how's it going? Are you okay?
Flirting.
Mr. Speaker, this Prime Minister always gives with one hand and takes away with the other. He tries to laugh it off. He looks for someone else to blame. So can I suggest to the Prime Minister, it's not about brushing your hair, it's about brushing up on your act. Does he accept accept his incompetence is taking our country backwards and costing our country dear.
Love is a novel.
T. Dougie. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, she's not like, okay, so she's not like especially left wing. She's a bit more left wing than I think like the average Labour, but yeah, no, she's like, I don't know why the fuck like she didn't go for leader. It's because her friend did, because Rebecca Long Bailey did, right? Yeah. I don't know, like fucking Keir Starmer's just not a front man compared to that, you know? Anyway, Miss Rayner hit back. I've heard on the grapevine there might be a vacancy for Prime Minister soon, so maybe I should show aspiration. In Basic Instinct, what the fuck is this pivot? In Basic Instinct, Miss Stone played Catherine Trammell, an enigmatic writer involved in a relationship with a police detective played by Michael Douglas. Ms. Stone claimed the scene in which she uncrossed her legs was filmed without her knowledge. Oh yeah, true. Last week, Ms. Rayner accused Mr. Johnson of having mocked the sacrifice of Britons during the coronavirus pandemic. She said, as a care worker, I know the sacrifices they made in the pandemic on the front line, putting themselves at risk to care for others. It is the least that they deserve for the Prime Minister to be held to account for his own conduct. While the Prime Minister was partying, they were unable to be with their loved ones in their dying moments, or unable to attend miserable funerals with only a handful of people because they were following his rules. A Labour source said, just when you think the Conservative Party can't get away any lower, they outdo themselves. The Conservatives clearly have a problem with women in public life. A spokesman for Ms. Rayner said last night, I'm telling you categorically, it's untrue. Like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm being too optics brained, but I feel like the Conservative Party going up against her would be actually, like, so fucking difficult for them, especially since they're behind in the polls now. Like, the less of fucking Keir Starmer and, like, the more of that, the better, you know? Because they keep saying, like, the Labour Party, like, the fucking out of touch, like, metropolitan elite, like, champagne socialists and shit like that. You can't put any of that on her. You can't do it. She's like, she's about as self-made as they come. And she knows, like, rhetorically how to engage with the suffering, like, endured by working class people, like, especially during the pandemic. And she's worked a fucking normal job and shit. Like, Keir writing a fucking 14,000 word essay about how he plans to be more reflective. Fuck off. Her response to the article deserves to be played? Yeah, I think so.
I was just really crestfallen that a paper, and somebody had said that to a paper and a paper was reporting that. But then I felt overwhelmed by the response afterwards because I felt really fearful of the story coming out, thinking that's what people will think of me. And then actually the response from the public, from all political parties, from leadership across the whole political spectrum has been to condemn it. And I think that's heartened me because I thought, is this what the public want to read? Is this what the public are going to think of me? You know, and actually the overwhelming response has been that it's been terrible that they even printed something like that. Because it wasn't just about me as a woman saying that I was using the fact that I'm a woman against the Prime Minister, which I think is quite condescending to the Prime Minister as well and shows you what his MPs think about his behaviour. But it was also about, it was steeped in classism as well and about where I come from and how I grew up.
It
and
really was.
the fact that I must be thick and I must be stupid because I went to a comprehensive school. And then they talk about my background because I had a child when I was young, as if to say I'm promiscuous. You know, that was the insinuation. It was. Which I felt was quite offensive for people from my background.
Yeah, like I need to probably look back at her. I don't even need to comment on that. That's fine. Like, it's better than I could have said it. I feel like I need to look back at like what her policy platform was. Like, I seem to remember having an issue with a couple of things, but I can't remember exactly what it was. So And we do need to. We need to look back at our policies and see if there's any problems, you know, because we can't be all positive energy, right? Because she's a woman, squad W. What kind of state comprehensive? It just means not private, like free school. Yeah. She had law. Yeah, that was part of it. There was law and order stances. There was like, I think the economic side, like she wasn't like as progressive as like Rebecca Long Bailey, but she's a woman. All these things, but it's like, you know, it's the best we got, I'd say. Fuck's sake. Oh god. I think we've counterweighted the our anti-feminism of the day, right? That was a little segment. What would be the male equivalent of crossing your legs seductively? I don't know. Oxford debate tactics. Well, Mr. Speaker, the right honourable lady, the British Empire, the French Republic, we should fight them on the beaches. Yeah, I don't know. That probably. Anyone feeling turned on at the moment? Anyone feeling randy? Opening a wallet. Jesus. Stretching the chest hair exposure. Yeah. Fuck. And we maybe got Angela Rayner segment. Who knows? I like to pay buses. Jesus Christ. Oh God. Okay. Listen, no more bullshit. All right. We're gonna get serious in here. It was actually quite good that we saw Lorraine Kelly, because apparently Piers Morgan is returning to the BBC or whatever the fuck. Like, Obama. Sorry, excuse me.